So a little trick with DH0, something I try or something I use, maybe you want to try it. On the way down, to keep you stable, pull your belly towards your spine. It tightens the core, tightens the trunk, and it allows you to keep your arms looser. Makes you so much more stable down rocky chutes like this one.
So what you're doing is you're feathering the brakes really lightly down here. You've shifted your weight back. You've dropped the heels. You need to be very precise on front wheel placement. And you're using your arms, hips and legs to absorb the deflections of the rocks. As the turn approaches, you start to sight the inside of the turn and release the brakes because you need momentum to get around these two turns. So line choice is key here. Enter right, shift across to the left, and then sight the inside of the turn. With a few rolls through here, your confidence will increase and then you can let go of the brakes and let it roll.
On boulders here, this little rock rollover, the key is to get your speed up first so the momentum carries you up and over. You don't want to be pedaling on it.
To clear this rock rollover safely, slam the dropper on approach and put in some hard pedal strokes to get your speed up. Momentum is your friend and you don't want to pedal on the wooden upslope. Crouch a little as you start to roll up, keep the pedals level, shift your weight back and look forward. Again, don't pedal on the upslope as it could unsettle you.
So here on Cobra, first switchback, the tendency is to go inside on your approach, but the key to a switchback like this is to set up wide. It's a little trickier because there is a bit of a rut here which pushes you inside on your approach. But what you want to do is hop or turn right and set up wide for the left-hander.
Can you see I flick the bars right here? Turn up the slope and then around. So that's absolutely key. There were a lot of requests for advice on this first switchback on Cobra and it is tricky. The key is to set up right and then turn left. This opens up the corner for you, making it a lot easier to get around. Remember also to shift into an easier gear before the turn so you can lay down the power on the exit.
So here on DH1, this is that big drop that everyone was asking about. What you want to do is approach slow. You want to scrub your speed off before the drop, okay? Slow and wide on the entrance. On the drop itself, you have to pop the front wheel up a little bit, otherwise it's going to tuck down, especially on an e-bike. You want to pop that front wheel a little harder. You want to try and land both wheels at the same time, off the brakes, sighting the exit.
So you can see I'm running really wide on my approach. I've started the turn already and I've scrubbed all the speed off. Body position neutral. Pop the front wheel slightly. Push the weight back to stop the front wheel dipping. Straighten the legs and absorb the landing. See again here. Really wide on approach.
Yeah, they're key to jumping. So this is DH3, the tables. This is the first table. I'm just going to focus on that. The keys to getting it right is to execute a bunny hop on the lip. I'm standing on the lip here, and what you want to do is pop the front wheel and then lift the back wheel as you're going into the air.
So I usually put in 2 pedal strokes out of that turn, crouch a little on approach, Then you stand into the face of the jump and you execute the bunny hop, which is a quick snap on the bars. Once the back wheel hits the lip, you bend the knees a little and curl the toes, and that levels the bike up and to prepare it for the landing. Use your elbows and knees to absorb the landing, make things smoother. Again, all jumps have a different feel. Some of these you have to pop and some of these you have to squash a little bit. My advice to you is, if you're going to up your game a little bit, to take a mate with you for safety and just to help spot on where you're making some errors. The key with jumping is to continue to research and continue to strive for progression and not immediate perfection. It takes a lot of time to perfect and feel comfortable in the air. Last piece of advice for this line: don't ever jump DH3 when the west is blowing more than 20 k's an hour. It will blow you off the trail and will be nasty.
So the keys to Vasbyt, really, there's three things to focus on. Smooth on the brakes coming into the turns. Line choice in the turns. You want to look at hard pack on the outside of the berm where there's good traction. Don't want to ride on this part of the berm where there's loose soil. You want to stay up here on the hard pack. Most of the turns there's a nice line wide high up in the turns. Lastly, get some power pedal strokes immediately on the exit of the turn and get your speed up for the straightaways.
So you really just want to brake early and be smooth on the brakes. Get off the brakes once you've sighted the exit and get on the gas.
So this is the rock garden here on Boulders, which is that link trail, and it's very technical. This is a multi-directional trail, and the keys really, whichever direction you're going in, is you want to keep pedaling. If you've got to drop a post, put it at sort of half a drop and then keep pedaling. Whichever way you're going now, you have to keep the momentum by pedaling.
In both directions, these 2-3 turns actually have a lot of little sniper rocks on them. I reckon the best way through is to stay seated, keep a slightly higher gear, keep the drive on, and watch for pedal strikes.